375 rigs, 800 people. Debbie's not really a crowds person, neither am I. Usually when we go out to camp, we try to find a nice remote location for us. We're first timers for the rally, so here's our take on the whole thing.
I went in very, very nervous just because, like we said, I don't like big crowds of people. Normally it's Matt, Grizzly, and I at a campfire. We always, not that we don't like people, but just large groups of people, I just get anxiety. So going in, I really wasn't sure at all what to do or think or feel or anything. So I kept an open mind.
We didn't know anybody there. If you count Facebook, knowing people, but we didn't know anybody face to face there. And that made it a little bit intimidating too. You know, we're pulling in here, there's hundreds of people there when we're pulling in, we're waiting in line. And it took us a while to realize that all these people had the same thing in common as us. We love our rigs, we love Alliance RV, the company, and we love to travel. We love to camp. Elkhart's only 5.5 hours away from us, so we made it up there the Sunday before the rally started. And here's the thing about the rally. It's not like your typical camping trip. I mean, you're packed in like sardines. You're there to sleep in your rig, and believe me, that's about all the time you have if you want to do the things. But you don't have to do all those things. You can pick and choose. We were over aggressive with the schedule. I tried to do everything and get as much as I could out of everything. And I exhausted myself by, well, let's see, the rally started Wednesday. So sometime
Tuesday.
Yeah, the rally pre-launch was Tuesday.
Yeah, we had a really nice meet and greet.
Yeah.
That Keith and Lisa put together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was our first thing we did. So that was like an awesome way to start the whole rally.
Yeah, from the 310 family.
Yes.
So we have an Alliance Paradigm. For those of you that aren't Alliance owners, we have an Alliance Paradigm 310 RL 2021. Keith Langdon hosted a meet and greet for all 310 owners in his Facebook group. So that's how we started the rally out. And that was a lot of fun.
A lot of nice people right there.
Yeah, meeting
Everybody
people face to face.
brought food and just stood around and talked about travel and their campers, and just everybody was so nice there. Yep. Everybody was so friendly.
Can you believe that we have 33 people that showed up tonight?
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That is the record.
That's
and
awesome.
You know what? This restaurant did amazing to get us in. Our time was 4 o'clock. We only waited 30 minutes for them to be able to clear the tables for us.
From what we saw there, I'd say most of the people were probably like us. They're not crowd people. But when you get together with a bunch of people with similar interests, it's really not even like a crowd. It's more like family.
So many stories to share as far as different traveling and different things that happen along the way, and different places to stay, different campgrounds, different hikes. Just so much, everything that we love, that's what they all do and talk about. And so many people that we deal with on a regular basis, friends that we love and share time with all the time, we really don't have any of that in common with them.
And they don't understand.
They don't understand. A lot of people say, oh, you have a camper and you're camping, but they don't really understand truly, really what it's about. That
when you hit the road, you don't want to come home. It's countdown time. We're at the rally. First timers, we ask a lot of dumb questions.
In a line of alliances.
Yep, we're in a line
hundreds of them.
We're in a line of rigs right now. So I was a little intimidated when we first pulled in. We were in a line of RVs waiting to get checked into the gate. And when we got up to the gate, we realized how smooth and organized this really was. They had golf carts escorting you to your spot and guiding you in. They would back you in if you needed help backing in. It was really something to see. It was so organized, everything from the entrance to everything else.
It wasn't your normal camping experience because they were in tight, which they had to be to fit that many people, which was fine because it wasn't like you were really at your camper. It wasn't spending time at your camper for a week. They had so many different things going on for us all.
The way they handled the food was pretty amazing. It was very organized. There's 800 people to feed, and they had it all worked out. It was very smooth. Yeah, you had to wait in line a little bit, but it was no big deal at all.
But there was somebody there to talk with.
Yeah.
About camping or travel.
Yeah, and next thing you know, you're serving yourself.
You made new friends in line.
So they had breakfast and dinner for us, and then lunch was on our own, and they had 3 food trucks on site. They had Asian, barbecue, and Mexican. And we didn't have a chance to try the Asian, but the Mexican and the barbecue were over the top delicious.
Very good.
Yes. And the rally wasn't just about seminars and classes. It was a lot about events geared towards activity. They had fitness, they had pickleball,
Cornhole. And then in the evenings, they had the bourbon tasting, the wine tasting, they had margaritas.
Yeah. There were events for everyone there. So getting to the rally, the other intimidating factor was the schedule. Okay, I copied and pasted the schedule into an AI engine and had it build me an Outlook calendar. That was a mistake.
There was so much.
They all overlapped, and there were so many different things to do that we had to choose what to do. And we tried to choose according to our rig and what we needed to learn.
It was smart, though, the way they did it, to where if you had different interests, you could still hit the different ones.
It was great. And I'll tell you, I learned so much from those seminars that, I feel like getting a wrench kit out now and just, cranking down on my RV a little bit.
They were interesting to me too, and I didn't think they would be, but we really learned a lot.
We did. And we're thankful that they offer those courses. The only thing that we wish is that we could have taken all of the different ones, because some of them overlap and some of them were on a different day. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, Friday morning, we cut class and we went to the Indiana Dunes National Park.
Not that there wasn't things to do. We just needed to get away a little bit.
We felt guilty.
We needed just the three of us.
But we didn't go in the water. The water was
it was freezing.
55 degrees.
Grizzly went in.
Yeah, Grizzly went in the water and came right out. And he's got 3 layers of fur. Back to the classes. The ones that I found most useful, the Dexter Axle class, and then they had a workshop. And I found out that I've been doing things the way my dad taught me and the way his dad taught him, and that's not necessarily the right way. So we're going to make some adjustments in how we do things with our maintenance. And the other one that we liked was the Lippert. They talked about the Schwintek slides. It was interesting. I enjoyed it. The Lippert instructor, I guess you would call him, was very entertaining and very thorough and very knowledgeable. And it
solar also
went over here. Yeah, RV solar was good.
Because I was clueless on it.
I still are.
I start to think I know about it just because we'll read things and ask questions, and he kind of brought it a little bit more together.
Yeah, so the RV solar, the Lippert, and the Dexter axles were the highlights for us for the courses. And there was a bunch of other ones that we missed, and they overlapped or they just didn't fit in our time frame. One of the things that we're sorry we didn't do, we were so focused on educating ourselves and, stopping and take a break and throw a few balls for charity at the dunk tank. But, one of the things that we're sorry about is that we didn't get more fire time with fellow allies. Every time we turned around, there was someone there, and we talked to them, we met them. And, out of nowhere, people would come to us and they actually recognized us, told us how much they liked their channel. And that was very nice and flattering.
Yes.
It was nice that we got to talk to other creators and other brand ambassadors. We had a good time. And, we learned, of course, there's always someone going by with a motorcycle or something. Yeah, good morning. Hello.
I don't think that's the speed limit.
Yeah. No, it actually is. I didn't show it on camera. It's a kid on a bicycle. This is unedited. Yeah. No, he was going a little fast. He was going a little faster than I walk. But it sure sounded badass, didn't it? But we made a lot of new friends, and we hope that they're lifelong friends that we made, and we hope they keep in contact. And we're in Northeast Ohio here, and if any of you allies or non-allies are passing by,
reach out.
Reach out. We work during the week, and we're camping in Southeast Ohio on the weekends, most weekends, during the week, Monday through Friday, but that doesn't mean we can't get away for a quick dinner or something like that to hang and talk and share some stories. And speaking of community, Alliance RV is not just an RV manufacturer. They're part of the community. They're part of the Elkhart Goshen community, and they give back to the community in big ways.
And that's why they're named Alliance.
Well, that's one of the reasons they're named Alliance. Yes.
Which was really cool.
Yeah. We hope we get to take advantage of this next year too. We really enjoyed this, and we really appreciated the opportunity to be there and attend all those classes and seminars. There were so many that I wanted to take still. We just didn't have the time. I'll tell you what, by 8 o'clock at night, I was half asleep. So that's another reason we didn't get to spend too much time out by the fires. This video is late because we were focused on the rally last week. The best way you can help support us is to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the video, tell your friends about us. That would be awesome. And
greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all of you that do watch and
we
subscribe.
do.
It means a lot to
yes,
us.
it does mean a lot to us. And it really warmed our hearts. The very first, and I couldn't even tell you who the first person was that came up to us in the rally and said they really enjoy our channel. And watching us, it's like, you just get a warm fuzzy, you know, and we appreciate that a lot. And it makes us feel good. It makes us know that we're reaching people with our interests in common. The Alliance service team is awesome.
Oh my goodness. The service team, how could we not talk about that earlier?
Yeah.
They came out to our camper. and they
Like a
did it-
swarm.
Yeah, everybody was just working everywhere, and the camper next to us, and every day you'd see them all pull up in their golf carts, and they just
Scatter
everywhere.
Here's the thing: when you sign up for the rally, you're asked for 3 things you want to get fixed on your rig. If there's parts involved, you just pre-order the parts and you have them there for them. We didn't have anything, so we thought,
Yeah.
that needed parts or
We were
other
like,
attention.
What could they fix?
Yeah,
We
what could
don't
they
have
fix?
anything that needs fixed.
So we did find some things. We had, nails and screws scratching our bathroom door real bad, and Alliance took care of that. And actually, they're going to replace the door for us because we never complained about it in the beginning, and we've had our rig for 4 years. And thank you very much, Alliance, for that. We appreciate that. We didn't ask for it. We just asked for the screws to be removed. They helped align a window that we had that was crooked. We thought it was crooked. But the screen was crooked, and it looked like it was crooked to the window. So that was a 12-second fix. But the big thing was when we opened our slide out this year on the dining room side, the dining room slide, it went out, and somehow our slide topper just rolled out at an angle. And so you get in the habit of putting your main awnings in and out. You press the button, you hold, you're looking at other things, checking everything out, and all of a sudden the whole camper shakes. And our awning bar going out caught the slide topper bar. And it's like, how did that even happen? So I took pictures of it and I looked at it, and it had shifted over like that far. And so we started looking at how to fix it. And it's like, okay, this is too deep for us. So I called General RV, our dealer, and they said it starts at $122.50 to adjust it. And I thought, okay, so let's put this on the list. So we put it on the list of things to fix. And that $122.50 was awful expensive because it took the crew
Maybe 5 minutes.
maybe 5 minutes
10.
to fix it.
Guys.
2 guys loosened a couple screws, tapped a couple things on the side, lined it up, and then checked our other 2 slide outs. It was done. And then they re-secured it with extra screws. Josh Gonzalez came out from the shop, and he came out and looked at it. We did a repair on it that was a little bit on the hoopy side, and it really aggravated Debi. We'll show you that and tell you what not to do if you have a torn membrane underneath your slide. And then we're working on getting an appointment in August to get the floor replaced. So what better place to have it fixed than at the Alliance factory where they built our rig in 2021. Yep. We'd like to say a quick thank you to the people that made this all possible. Ryan and Coley Brady, Bill Martin, Rob Boyer, and April Clark.
They worked constantly.
They and their crew and the volunteers.
Yes.
And a big shout out to the volunteers.
Yes.
Thank you very much for making this such a pleasant experience, so organized. You guys did a great job. And we're proud to be part of the family.
One thing that really surprised me that I didn't really know before all of this, because we hadn't been to any rallies, is how many people jump from rally to rally. A lot of full-timers own alliances, so they just travel all around. And there's different rallies.
Yeah, and you don't have to have an
states.
alliance to go to a rally.
Right, yeah.
There's Texas rallies. And different creators put all these rallies on, and that's
really cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of them have become friends with each other, and they just jump around to different rallies and hang out with each other and meet new people at each one. And I didn't know about that.
And here we are.
Cool.
We have to work.
Yeah.
We can't do that. Otherwise, we would do that.
Another thing that really surprised me was how many people full-time live
in
the alliances. I know a lot of people do, but I didn't realize the large, I'd say probably 80% of the people that we would talk to were full-timing.
At least 80% of the people. I mean, it seemed like everyone we talked to was a full-timer.
And a lot of them work in their camper.
Yeah.
They're full-time traveling, but they still work in their camper, which I think is amazing.
Young people, middle-aged people, older people living full-time. It's really an awesome thing to see. And, you know, you get to socialize with people that have your interests, and that even makes it more better. It gives you a stronger bond with the community in general. When we were at Vendors Hall, I picked the brains of every single vendor that had anything to do with anything that we had on our rig or anything that we wanted to upgrade. And I appreciate all of them being so
All their patience.
forthright. Well, Debbie says all their patience with me. Yeah, I would visit them 2-3 times a day sometimes and ask different questions each time. Debbie thinks it was the same questions. They were different. Someone back me up on that.
I have a question. I'm a tech guy, but
I just want to thank everybody that was there that made us feel so welcome. And I didn't freak out because there were so many people there, because everybody was just so friendly and reached out, and it was just very, very nice.
Yeah, we felt at home amongst them.
Yeah, we really did.
We were very comfortable there.
Yeah.
And it's a huge crowd. We were comfortable everywhere we went.
And normally I would have just stood in a corner and watched everybody and not said anything.
Even when we were in the final food line on Friday, the food line snaked across the whole vendor hall building, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like, it really wasn't a big deal. We talked to everybody that passed through, cut through.
And by that time, we knew a lot of the faces.
We knew a lot of the faces.
Yeah.
Don't ask us your names.
Well, I think a lot of friendships got started at the dunk tank.
Yeah, I dunked Chris 3 times. Sorry, Chris.
It was for the kids.
It's for the babies. So would we do this again? I'd say definitely.
Definitely.
375 rigs, 800 people.
And a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
It really was.
If
It
you-
was just fun.
If you have a chance to go to a national rally by Alliance RV, if you're an Alliance owner, do it. Get your name in the lottery as soon as you can, because they only take so many people
Right.
every year.
Yeah.
And every year it gets bigger.
Yeah, we were very lucky.
Yeah, we were very
get
lucky
in.
to get in. If you want to see more of what we have on our channel, check out our Texas road trip series. We had a lot of fun on that trip, and this was a trip without our Alliance RV.
Yeah.
This was a family trip where we left Ohio, drove down to Willis, Texas, picked up my sister's travel trailer and towed it to Terlingua, Texas, to set up on some ranch land she owns out in West Texas in the desert. It was a fun trip. Some drama. It's real drama, though. It's not fabricated drama.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, it was real. We like real drama.
Good idea. Everybody's doing it.
one of your subscribers love your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.